In this video, we're talking about CSS image drop down, a kind of drop down shadow. Okay, CSS image drop down shadow. So we start by adding our HTML basic structure. Then inside our body elements, we now input our image elements. Inside this image, we now select the image that we want. Dot backward slash inside my image folder. I will use machine. Okay, let me refresh the page. Okay, the page is not that it's just a very big image, so I will make it responsive inside CSS when you get to CSS. So the next thing we have to do is to link our this our external CSS file. So to do that, say use link inside href. Do the same thing you did for image insertion. Dot backward slash. My CSS file is inside the CSS folder. So here is my CSS file, style.css. You can see the name here, style.css. Click enter. So our CSS file is now linked. So all I have to do now, just come inside this our CSS file. All I will do now is just to say I will use uh, element selector. Then using element selector, I'll use image, which is an element. Okay, and I will now open a declaration block. Inside the declaration block, I need to make this image to be responsive. Okay, so to do that, I'll use max width as usual. Max width, set it to 100%. 100%. Think you can see the image is now fitted, is now responsive. Even if I open the image, it will still be fitted. Okay, so to add the back drop down a drop shadow, kind of a drop down shadow, you can call it a drop down shadow or drop shadow. To do that, use filter. Here, use filter. Inside this filter, we'll use a drop, say drop down or drop shadow. Okay, so the element, the property is filter, then the value is drop shadow. So inside this our parameter, will give it a few arguments. We'll say we'll do we'll give it about, let's give it three arguments. Okay, inside that three arguments, we also add color to the shadow that will be shown. Okay, so by default, I normally use one pixel. Then if it's not okay, I can easily adjust the shadow by increasing the values of those arguments. So to do that, I say 1 pixel space 1 pixel. Just be looking at the image, you'll be seeing the changes there. So 1 pixel. Okay, you can see the changes in the image. Okay, so let me add the background color. I want the background color to be not background color. I want the background. Sorry, I want the shadow to have a color. So I will use. Let me give it. I want color that will be very visible, so that when I do the shadow, the color will be very much visible. Let me use aqua with hexadecimal. It says 00FF. You see how it looks like. Okay, it's very much visible now, but I'm not sure is that it's visible, but it's not helpful. Let me increase the value of the pixel so the shadow increase and see what happens. It looks nice. It's not this color is not good for shadow. Let me use gray color. I think gray will make sense. How about using gray? Yeah, I think gray makes a little bit sense. Yeah, gray is very perfect. Okay, now inside this place now, let me increase this to, let's say, 39. No, it's going to the other side. How about leaving it at 3? Then this center one, let me make it that 39 and see what happens. You can see the shadow is too much. Let me reduce it to, let me use, say, 15. See what it looks like. The shadow looks okay, but it looks somehow. How about making it 9? It looks a little bit okay, but what if we do this? Let's make this our shadow black. Let me see whether the black will be more better. say black. Let's say black. Yeah, I think black makes a little bit sense. Then let me add another, let me increase this one to let's say 5 and see whether, yeah, I think it's making sense now. I think this black will make a whole lot of sense. So let me increase this one now to that 15. You can see what it looks like. Yeah, you can see how the shadow looks like. This is a drop shadow. You can see how it looks in the image. So you can alter these values in these pixels. As you're altering the values, it will keep on. You can add, let me add more one argument. I can add, let me say another pixel. Let me say 3 pixel. Let me see whether it will have any change. Okay, it only accepts three arguments. So the last one will be the color. The last thing here will be the color. Okay, so that's how to do a drop shadow in an image in CSS. Okay, so that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.